Hi and welcome to Stamping with Teresa. Today I'd like to share celebration because we're in our last month of Stampin' Up celebration, and it's so exciting and so sad because at the end of the month you won't be getting all these free products that you can get this month. So like I said, I'm Teresa from Victoria in Australia, and I've been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for 13 years, going into my 14th year. But I'm so excited to just share some of the new release that we've got for March. So also before I start, I just want to remind people our coordination products. Some of our coordination products are only until the 31st of March also, but you can get the beautiful celebration die cut to go around the happy birthday. It's absolutely beautiful. Also you can get it for the ladybird one. There's so many, so I've put the link for my shop underneath. Excuse me. And you can go on there and have a look at all the coordination products. So just go into the shop and click coordination products and it will come up. So this is our last month of celebration, and today I'm going to share the Meer cats. I just love these little guys. They're so cute, and I'm going to add some of our beautiful foil paper that's in the new release, and this is just absolutely gorgeous. You can see I've been cutting out bits. So that's one of the sheets, which is really gorgeous. This one's more of a silver foil, which is really lovely. And you get two of each of the sheets, and the one that I'm going to use today is this one here. I know a lot of people sort of say, I'm not sure what I would do with that one, but I'm going to show you some idea, or show you an idea today. And this one as well. This is just gorgeous, flower one. So I've used, I'm just going to, pop that over there so it's out of the way. And yeah, we'll go down and start. So without further ado, I'm going to share a beautiful little card with you today. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my camera set up. That's better. Okay, so to start with, we're going to use our Meer cats. So you need to have a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I use the Memento ink, and we're going to stamp out our little cats. So I'm just going to pop these on the block. And the good thing about these is you can use them so many different ways, but I'm going to actually just share something with you today. So they're just so gorgeous. I'll clean my stamps after I finish. So I want one of them and one of these little guys. So just him by himself. He's so cute. I'll leave that over there too. And we want one of these weird little, not quite sure what you'd call this little guy. He looks like a bit of a lizard, I'd say. So we want one of them as well. Yep. And then we're going to stamp out, we could stamp out happy birthday to a stand-up friend, or we're here for you. So you could use the words out of here if you wanted to, but I'm actually going to use thank you for your kindness out of this one. And I'm just bringing in a stamp set that's not Celebration. This one is Celebration. The paper we're using is Celebration, except for the cardstock. And I just love the idea of this punches, like we're going to use this punch. This has got a little long punch and a little circle on the end that you can punch either end, and you can thread ribbon through. So I'm going to show you how to do that today as well. But it also comes with a second punch that goes around the happy birthday here. So it's a nice little bundle, this nice little set, you know, with the two punches and the stamp. So I'll put that over there. And the other one that we're going to use today is another free Sale.A.Bration, which is the lovely lily pad. So we're going to use this one as well, this stamp set. And we're also going to use my Under My Umbrella with the Under My Umbrella punch. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So we're also going to stamp out an umbrella from here. So I'm just going to do that. And you can do this on the Designer Series paper. You can do it on your Whisper white paper, whatever you like to do. You can do it that way. So I'm just going to stamp out the top of the umbrella for the moment, and also the stem. I'm actually going to punch the stem out first. I like to punch that out first. I find it easier to do it that way, to colour it in if we want it coloured. So we've got the umbrella, we've got our little meerkats, we've got our little lizard. Now we need the words. So the words, like I said, today I'm going to do thank you for your kindness, because I've got this that I'd like to send to someone. So this is a nice new stamp set, which is really good. This one also has the punches with it, this one. Some of the ones that I've just been looking at have got the coordination die cuts, the framelits to go with them, and I need to get them because I love fussy cutting, but sometimes if I'm in a hurry, it's just really nice to have them already done. It's easy to just run it through the die cut machine. Now, like I said, that is new, so I've just done it on the edge there to get it a little bit inked up, and it comes up better the second time. I could have done it on my grid paper, but that's okay. So that's virtually what you're going to need for your card, is some words. So thank you for your kindness, the umbrella handle, which we'll do later, and the meerkats, and we're going to colour them and cut them out. Now, because this is on the cardstock, you can colour really quick. So if you're looking for a quick card, I'm just going to show you how to do this really quick. So we're just going to come straight over the umbrella with the ink pad, and you can see that was quite quick, and I'm just going to punch that out. I'm just going to cut my meerkats off for the minute, because we don't want them on the punch. Okay, so when you're actually punching out, I like to hold my punch up this way, so that you can sort of see where you're punching. Okay, so I like to do it that way, so you can sort of see it's quite nice. And I'm just going to do a handle up this end in that little bit there. Okay, so we've got our handle, and I'll colour that up later. You could have a red handle, you could have a black handle, whatever you want. So we're going to trim this off now. Then we're going to punch our word out, and we just need to line it up. And I like to line it up so you can actually see where you're lining it up. You've got pretty much more idea on how to centre it. Okay, and this one mightn't leave you as much room as the other one earlier, but we're going to try a little bit with the circle this time, and we're going to come in with a thinner ribbon. So you've got the little hole there, so I've just got to try to line that up where I did it on the other side. Okay, so I've put my two little holes in, one there and one there. That's to thread my ribbon in a minute. Okay, so we're finished with the punch. Now with the punches, I'd like to let you know they've got a clip that you push up, and they store standing, so it's really good because you can stand all your punches up in a row, and that's really good. I've got mine in a drawer, and you can sort of see the images on top, so that's lovely when you've got them all like that. Okay, so we've coloured our umbrella, and we're going to colour our little lizard down here. Now, because I'm going to cut this out, I'm just going to colour straight over the top of him. It doesn't matter, add just a little bit more on his face. Doesn't matter if you go out of the lines because you're going to be cutting it out. And the same with the meerkat. Because we're going to be cutting him out, we're just going to go straight over the top of him. And you can add as much light or dark in as you want. So that's really simple, that one. And then our team of meerkats, I'm going to start off with a little bit lighter ink and just colour that in. We're going to cut the legs, a little bit of the legs off across here, so that's okay. Then we're going to come in with a little bit of the brown. And, you know, it does look a little bit messy, but we're going to come back in with the light one again, and we're just going to blend that in. And it's really good if you don't have to try to concentrate on the lines. So that's blended it in. Okay, so you can use darker browns and whatever, but I have taken the time before to colour and cut our little meerkats out. And I've just got to finish this little one because I did the light colour earlier, and I've just got to add a little bit of dark on him. Oop. He just flipped over. And here's our little one. And I also did the little lizard a little bit earlier. Okay, so I'm just going to bring these over here. So I'm going to give you the measurements of my cardstock. So the Whisper White that I'm going to be using is 10.5 centimetres by 7.5 centimetres. And on that, we're going to be using the lovely lily pad. I'm going to use the water effect here. So I'm just going to grab the water effect out. And I'm going to use the Seaside Spray ink. Okay, so it's a blue, and you can stamp off if it's too dark, but I'm just going to add that just to get my really effect of the water. Okay, so that's really good. Then I'm going to actually use a sponge dauber, or you can use ink direct, whichever way you want to go, but I'm just going to quickly do this with the sponge dauber. Just going to bring it down a little bit, bring a darker bit just down the side, so just looks like water, and you can just do it as much or as little as you want to get that shadowing effect. Okay, so we've got our water effect happening there, and we're going to bring our little umbrella up under there. So I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensions. I'm just going to place these on the back. I've used 3 of our larger ones on this. So I've just got to peel the backs off them. Okay, we do have to bring our meerkat down a little bit, so where do I want it? I want it up. so we can get the water effect. Okay, probably around there somewhere. And this is going to come in underneath like this. Okay, so I'm going to just use a couple more. I might just use one on here, and hopefully that will go in underneath. Okay, he sits there quite well. Now our little guy is going to sit down here in the water, so he's going to come down in the water there. So what I will do with him is use one of our baby dimensions just on his head, and on the bottom part I'll just use some of the liquid glue, Tombow liquid glue, just along the bottom, just so it seals down. Okay, so he's going to sit in around the water there. Okay, so he's having a swim, so you can sort of see that's quite sweet at the moment. Okay, so we're going to come in with our blue cardstock as well on this. So I'm just going to glue that on. I've got to put our little lizard in too. I think that's what it is. Could be a frog. He's got a long tail, so I'd say he's more a lizard than a frog. Okay, so we're going to pop that on. We'll pop him on. I'm just going to glue. Actually, I might just use a small dimension so he raises up a little bit. Here's a little dimension behind his head there. And pop his tail over the edge. And he can sit in there. So cute, hey? Okay, now we've got our little handle here, so I'm just going to colour that in black, and I just find this a little bit easier to do when we haven't, yeah, it's easier to do it first and then colour it in. Okay, so we've got our little handle. It's going to come up the back here. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just down the bottom here. So I'm just going to pop it on that little bit down there, just so the top of the handle sits out, and just bring it in behind there. So it looks quite cute there. Okay, a little trick I do is I use one of my ribbon holders to hold my glue in like this, so it's always running down, and it's so handy to just have a ribbon near you and have that down. It's just really great. Now I was going to use this beautiful blue ribbon today, and I'm just going to see if that will thread through. I think it will thread through our hole there. Yep. So we're going to pull that through, and I've cut this on an angle a little bit just so it will go through. Okay, really great like this. Just make sure you twist it, make sure it's not twisted at the back. And we're going to pop this over here and pop the ribbon under there. Okay, we're going to come over here, and I'm just going to tie it in a knot for the moment, just on there, just so I can hold it. Okay, I'll just do it like that for a minute. I'll grab my scissors. I'm just going to leave it a little bit longer because I'm not sure if I want to do a bow or not yet. So I just need to get my handle up over the top of that. Okay, so you can sort of say thank you for your kindness. I might just even stick a dimension behind here, just so it sits exactly where I want it and doesn't move around, which is really good. Okay, and then I can pop my little handle up over the top. Okay, so this is so cute. You can see it's quite a cute little beginning of a card. And I'm going to show you how to do direct inking to our beautiful new designer series paper. It's the foil paper and it's free with Sale.A.Bration for March. You'll need to go on to the shop and check everything out, and because there's other products you can go for as well, but you can have a little look. So we've got a nice little bow happening there, which is quite cute. Okay, so this is this one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our blue, and we're just going to run it across our paper. I just love the foil effect. It's just really lovely, and you can just get this different effect. You can go as light or as dark as you want. So you can sort of see it gives you this colour tinge of blue through, which is really lovely. I just then get the sponge dauber and just make sure that it's all dried, that you've got no bits that are wet on there. And then we're going to come in with our card, which is really lovely, or our top layer I should say. Now our blue layer, I gave you the white layer that we stamped on, but our blue layer is 11 centimetres by 8 centimetres, and our designer series paper is 14 by 10. So our card that we're going to use is just Whisper White, and it is 14.5 by 21. So 21 is just the length of our A4 paper, and I just cut it off at 14.5, and you'll get two. You'll get two at 14.5, and just a tiny little bit at the end. And the reason I do that is sometimes when you get your paper, one of the ends has got a little bit of curl on it, and you can just work around it that you don't get that curl on your paper. Now my bone folder is not here with me at the moment, so I'm going to just line this up and very gently use, hopefully, a side of a finger that's not got any ink or oils on it. Okay, so we're going to pop this on. How gorgeous is that foil? It just is beautiful. And I'm going to use dimensions on the back of this. I just want to raise it up a little bit. So I'm just going to bring a little bit in over the ribbon as well, just so it holds the ribbon. And just put some people put them all over, but you only really need 6 on the outside. Sometimes you can do 4 and 1 in the middle, so you can do 5 if you want to. And I'm just going to pop this on here. And I'm just going to trim that ribbon a little bit. And you can sort of see we've got a beautiful little Meer card. I'm using the beautiful new designer series paper. So I'm just going to flip my dirty piece of paper over. Okay, so that's the one we just made. This is one I made a little bit earlier with the greens and the reds, which is really lovely too. So you can sort of see it's sort of similar. Still, we used the longer punch for the ribbon here. And this one I use the little holes on that punch, so you can see you can use it either way. And I used 2 tones in the background on this one. And then on this one, I actually did the umbrella and the little gumboots in the designer series paper, and then stamped over the top of it. And because it's actually foil, the Memento ink doesn't actually go over the foil, so that was interesting. It goes up, sort of makes it look like it goes underneath. So then I cut out a few of the flowers and just put Hello Sunshine on there. And that's a really cute little way that you can use that set as well. So we've got 3 beautiful cards, and I hope you enjoyed today. And this is the one that we made, and I just love it. I just think he's so gorgeous with this little guy here swimming. So thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to pop over to my blog to see what we've got happening for March, because I've got a lot happening in March with handing out free samples at the end of March. Some lucky person will win some beautiful free products, and they'll be samples, but everyone loves samples. And so until next time, thanks for joining me.